What's happening, fight fans? It's an all-new year, which means all new matchups to get you hyped up for the UFC. Tune into the fights this weekend, and don't forget, get in on all the action with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. They're offering all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. So don't wait. Download the DraftKings app right now. Sign up using the code SONNEN. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets for DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered with live markets, like Fight to Go the Distance, which makes watching the action that much more exciting. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy with a shot at even bigger prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use my promo code SONNEN. Get $200 in bonus bets for any $5 wager. That's promo code SONNEN, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Oh, there's this Alex Pereira video going around. Did you guys see this? This is the latest. Now, this is Pereira sparring. Getting a phone call right now. Sorry, I said Alex Pereira, and my phone started to call Alex Pereira. So, there's a video of him going around, and it's the latest one. Okay, and I have to tell you that because he's done a very good job of always putting out training video. He is not one of these athletes that's worried about being studied. He operates in a different mindset, which is he wants his opponents to sit around and study him and worry about him. It's a mindset, but you're either one or the other. Certain guys, you can't even get a camera in. You can't even, the UFC itself, when it comes to do like a build-up or a countdown show, guys will they won't even let them in the room if they're working out. Okay, but then there's other guys like Mike Tyson, just for example, that want you to know it's an uppercut followed by a hook, and it's really hard, and it's coming at you soon. It's one of these things. So Pereira puts out this sparring video, and he's in there with a professional boxer. And the guy is very good. And I'm struggling to recall if he was a heavyweight or a light heavyweight, but I want to say he was a heavyweight boxer. Good-looking guy, moved real well. These two in a ring, they're getting some good work in. And as a viewer, this was a very valuable piece of footage. I would have paid for this. You guys would have paid for this. I would pay to see the next 5 minutes of this. You guys would pay to see the next 5 minutes of this. So it was a real treat to have him just put this out. And I don't know who got the best of who. I think that's one of the reasons that the footage got put out. I think Alex and his workout partner had a trust. They probably spoke to one another, say, hey, are you good with me sharing? Are you good with me sharing? That's what I would guess, because it was 50-50. But there was no headgear. It bothers me. I don't know the answers. I won't pretend to get CTE. I get it. But I also won't pretend that logic has got to play a part. Logically speaking, if you're being hit in the head, is it going to be better for you or not if you have padding on your head? And there was some science done, but before you laugh and you see it my way and you go, chill, of course you're better off with headgear. I would think so too, but believe this or not, there was research done and they took headgear off of amateur boxers in the Olympic Games. I'm assuming that carries all the way down, but I don't actually know, and neither do you. You've never seen amateur boxing in your life. You've never seen it on TV. You've never seen it on person. Neither have I, except for the Olympics. Every 4 years, they put it on TV. So I'm assuming they took it everywhere, but when they took it, the announcer that at least explained it came out and said it was for safety. I can't tell you more than that. I'm just repeating these words. But if that's true, then you wouldn't wear headgear in practice, right? I mean, if you're safer without headgear in live competition, then you're safer without headgear when you're preparing for it. And logically speaking, I cannot accept that as true. I've also done my own studies on accident. I lived it. I came through the era when we truly believed the harder you got hit in practice, the more you could take in the ring. The bigger shot you took in practice, it grew. It was like doing curls. More curls you do, the stronger your biceps get, and that never goes away. You start doing them 3 times a week or 5 times a week or twice a day, every day. It was one of these things. The more you work them, the stronger you're going to get. And we really believe that. And you might think that that's silly and unbelievable, but we didn't know a lot about the sport, guys. We didn't even call the sport mixed martial arts until 2001. Its inception was 1993. But I mean, let that sink in. The sport began in 1993. We did not even call it mixed martial. We didn't even know what to call this. No holds barred is what I personally called it, until Marco Ruas came around and called it Vale Tudo. And Vale Tudo was actually Portuguese that means anything go, but that's what I started calling the sport. There's a small period of my life where I would refer to it as pancration. But imagine that. Imagine how little we would know about a sport if it took us 8 years to give it a name. So I came through this era, and Randy Couture is a very interesting one. Randy was the captain. He was the owner. He was the alpha in the gym that I came through. He never wore headgear. Ever. And Randy never became fried eggs, right? He didn't get the CT and he didn't get scrambled. Randy did not believe that you should wear it. He thought you're better without. You're better to get used to it without. However, Randy preached and practiced control, controlled sparring, taking care of your partner. He preached that more than anybody, anyone in the world that was at his level. All the fellow champions, all the guys chasing the championships, all the main events, and all the opponents that he had, wherever in the world they were from, they were in there going as hard as you possibly could. And Randy is the one that would preach, no, spar more often. Go ahead and spar every day. Control. Take care of that guy. He should not even need headgear. Your partner should not even need a mouthpiece. Because you are so controlled that you're not going to loosen his tooth. This is what Randy believed. And I was very close to it, but my mother had asked me at one point, will you wear your headgear? I came from wrestling. In wrestling, you wear your headgear, you get the cauliflower ear. So it was kind of an easy transition for me. And I promised during my wrestling days I would wear headgear. So when I got to MMA, it was a very easy promise to keep. But eventually when I met up with Clayton Hires, there was a day I forgot my headgear. It just wasn't in my bag. I got home, I must have washed it or something. It's not in my bag. He sent me home. Take me out of the room. And said, do not come into this room without your headgear. He sent me home. I was getting ready for a world title fight. There was people in the gym to see me. He sent me home. It's that big of a deal. And that is the theory that I will also follow. And Clayton did me a huge favor. Randy's point was spot on. But Clayton did me a huge favor by making sure I always had my protective gear. And when I'm watching Alex Pereira sparring with a very good boxer who happens to be a professional, who happens to be undefeated, and I've got this footage. They just gave it to me for nothing. I would have bought this. This was awesome. I wanted 5 more minutes of it. But he's not wearing his headgear. I'm not a prude, guys. I'm not a prude on these things. Logically, I can't accept that. Logically, I can't accept that time is getting added to his career, that he's getting better. It'd be very hard for me to convince a reigning world champion, but I want Alex to wear headgear, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Forrest Griffin runs the PI. Maybe that should be my first conversation. Hey, Forrest, is there actual data like the Olympic boxers are claiming? Because I would have to start with that. Who funded it and who ran that data? I could not imagine Harvard or a tenured professor anywhere did a study on boxing headgear. But maybe they did. So, Forrest, first off, is this information accurate? And secondly, should we mandate it at the PI? Should we just get a habit going in our community to wear headgear? And then you've also got option C, which is Chael, it's none of your damn business. What do you guys think?